I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke. Yeah, I'm broke. And guess what? And I want the fucking world to know, yeah, I'm broke. Because why would I be sitting up here pretending like I have some shit I don't have? Huh? Why do y'all do that to yourselves? I'm broke. Bitch, I am the brokest motherfucker on this motherfucking earth right now. I hate these rent prices. First of all, y'all's kids done broke into my car about 50 fucking times. My insurance done dropped I'm broke. And I'm okay saying I'm broke. You guys should try it sometime. Look at yourself in the mirror or in your phone and say, "Hi, I'm broke." Yeah, and I don't feel no type of way about that shit. Because we all are. Why people like to pretend? I don't know. But honestly, the world is broke. Like, majority of y'all are broke. So y'all sit up here and love to pretend like y'all are not. Nope, we all are. We're all struggling. I'm broke.
Look yourself in the mirror every day and say, I'm broke affirmations over and over. You can't make this up. That's hilarious. That's probably the easiest way to stay broke. So I definitely don't recommend you do that. But y'all, before we get to the next clips, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also if you could hide it.
My direct deposit probably hit my card at about 8:45, 9 o'clock last night. Wake up this morning, had to pay rent, had to pay electric, had to pay my cable bill, had to pay rent, cable, electric, and something else. But all of that goes to woke up with a whole check. About to go to bed broke, just like I was last week. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna fill this refrigerator up because I don't get stamps. I don't get nothing. I don't have no kind of assistance outside of cash and this motherfucking card. But I woke up this morning, bank account full, flushed, looked like some shit. After rent, after electric, after fucking cable, after insurance, car insurance at that. The most unnecessary bill there could be. Oh
What?
my god. It's just, and I don't see how y'all split y'all payments. Like, you're paying rent every time you get paid. I would rather pay that shit all at once, get it out the way. My next check is a free check. Y'all talking about splitting y'all shit. So every time you get paid, you paying your rent. Oh my, that don't make no kind of sense to me. I would never do that shit. Like, no, absolutely not. You ain't never got a free check. You ain't never got shit to look forward to because you done split your shit. You get paid twice a month, and every so often it's 3 times. If you get paid twice a month and you splitting your shit, you pay that shit all at once. The only thing I'll be mad about is the fucking service fee. Cause why am I paying y'all $9.99 to pay my fucking rent? Do y'all want the shit or not?
Service
Do
fee.
you want it or not? Cause I can go get a money order, but at the same time, ATMs only let you take off $500 a day, depending on your limit, and then you call to increase your limit, and they be on some bullshit. They be on some bullshit. But for the most part, it's like $500 a day. Like, okay, whatever. I can take $500 off, but I can't pay my rent the way that. It's always something. It's always fucking something. These service fees. Oh, it's always a fee. It's always a hidden something. It's always you gotta pay this. It's always we need a fucking break, Mr. Sir, ma'am.
I'm gonna be real. If a service fee is enough to incapacitate you, I think that's the bigger issue. I think the issue is that that's an issue because I think that's a pretty solvable problem. If you're having to pay a service fee, that probably means that you're paying with your credit card. You need to just make sure you pay with your debit card or do ACH where it just comes out of your debit account. Or really, that's the solution. But it seems like she's just settled on continuing to do it that way, and she's paying this extra little service fee, which she might as well just consider that like a subscription, because that's how most streaming subscriptions cost. But that's a small problem. That's an easy problem to solve. The real problem that we need to be focused on is it's really two things. Either you need to make some cuts, which that little fee that you're paying, that's a good start. But there's probably some more cuts she needs to make because she said after she pays that, she has a free check to do whatever she wants. No, ma'am. If you can, as much of that next check that's free, you need to be saving that. And then we can start getting, towards sustainability because it sounds like if you lose your job or if anything happens that disrupts the way things are now, you can only go down from here. Because I didn't hear a plan of how you're planning to move up from this. So it's either things stay here or it has the potential to get worse. So that needs to be the problem that we're solving. I've already mentioned either you need to make some cuts, or I didn't say the second part, which is, or you need to figure out some ways to make extra income or have the capability of getting to a point to where you're making extra income.
I got paid $9.49 and my bills equal $9.74. So I literally work to pay my bills. I never have money for groceries, barely. Sometimes maybe $90 if I'm lucky. I'm gonna have to go to the food pantry again, which is fine. I'm really blessed to have access to that. But I just wish that work meant something. Like, I wish I had enough. Like, I don't even have enough to cover my bills. So now I can only pay half of my power bill. Hopefully they don't want to freaking shut it off on me. Like, people talking about get a different job. It doesn't just work like that. I get 10 hours of sick a month and 10 hours of annual. My daughter has health conditions and I constantly have to be out of work. If I worked any other job, I'd be fired because I would have already taken 7 days off. They fire you if you need more time off because we're economic slaves. We work for this economy, but this economy doesn't work for us. Most of us are old, retired, living off of disability and security, complaining about not having enough. That's the American dream. All of us living off of the government, upset. Yeah, okay. And I don't get assistance because they say I make too much. I definitely made too much this check. I have enough for the groceries and then some, huh? Like, if I could just skip my bills, I'd have enough money to go get my car taken care of. Like, fuck the bills. Let me just go freaking get my oil changed, my tires rotated, my brakes done, my alignment fixed, my steering column fixed. Like, that would be great. Especially because my car eats 2 quarts of oil every 500 miles. So I have to constantly put oil in it because I was scanned from my car dealership.
Dang, the dealership scammed you? Are you sure?
I was like, just wanting to get groceries this check, honestly. I got
Man, it's sometimes it can be a little frustrating because I just feel like there's more to unpack with this situation. I feel like there's more to unpack with this situation. But all we can do is address what we were given because we weren't really given much. But ultimately, what I want to know is like in a lot of these situations, did we have kids intentional? Like, was that something that we wanted? Were we at that phase in our life where we just wanted to have some kids, but we were barely in a position to be able to take care of ourselves? Or did you just have kids because you were being irresponsible and then, you know, you are irresponsible, but now you're just an irresponsible person with kids, which just makes it harder. So you're trying to be as responsible as you can, but from preconception, you having conception of the child was irresponsible. So it's like it's a lot of irresponsible people out here with kids, and then they are wondering why they're struggling. You were irresponsible to begin with because You had a kid that you didn't intend to have, and then now you've taken on more, and you have to be responsible for more, but you're irresponsible. And I'm not saying that's her, but I'm saying that that's a lot of situations. And if it isn't her, I still think it's irresponsible because even if you intended, that was irresponsible because you clearly can't handle it. You clearly are not in a position to pretty much take care of yourself, not even including a kid. So I just don't understand why we do this to ourselves and why we do this to the children who are going to have to be living like this too. I'm sure that child might have a perfectly fine life. I'm glad it's just one, I hope. But I'm just curious, like, what made her think that she was ready?
People lose sleep because they broke. They worried about chasing a bag every single day. They worried about their bills getting paid every single day. You know that's not healthy. You know that's not the way the system is designed for us to get up and do that every single day. Worried about chasing some pretend ass money, but the American dream have made up for us to stress about every single day. Worried about some bills that's never gonna go no motherfucking where. You're gonna be in an early grave doing that shit. People try to encourage you to get up every single day to try to chase a bag or never go to sleep broke and nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. I get all that. Understand that that's what the system have tricked you to believe, that you're supposed to get up and keep chasing something over and over and over, and it's the way you get the desires that you are seeking in life by doing it that way. And you losing sleep every single day, fucking up your health, fucking sending yourself in straight to depression, mental stability all over the fucking place. You're gonna be in an early grave by not getting 8 hours of good sleep every single day because you're trying to chase a bag. I understand you gotta live a successful, healthy life, and that's the way to get it, by getting up trying to grind every single day. Don't take your foot off the gas. Get up and go to work. Do what you gotta do. Keep God first, and you'll get your right path you're supposed to be in life. I understand all that, but you need sleep. Them bills ain't never going nowhere. Them bills gonna be here next week, but your sleep gonna be gone because you worried about these bills every single day. The system is designed to keep feeding them to you every single day. Car no rent, light bill, water bill, all these bills, insurance, all insurance, everything. All this shit is designed for you to stay stuck into a system to keep running yourself into the early grave, stressing about some shit that you possibly can't even change. Because for one, American people can't even come together and try to say we tired of this shit. The system is corrupt. We all know it's designed for us to run ourselves like workhorse, busy bees all goddamn day. That's what it's designed for us to do. And you losing sleep over that shit. People try to encourage you, lose sleep and you'll get some money. Lose sleep and you'll win out here. Fuck no. You're gonna be in the early motherfucking grave. You and the earthworm are gonna be having a good conversation that you weren't even expecting to have at fucking 26 or 27 or 30 years old because you ran yourself into the fucking grave worried about the mighty dollar, worried about the bag. It's gonna come to you one day. You just gotta be patient. Get you some sleep and get a better, clearer mind about how you gonna get it. You running off low energy. Your mind ain't thinking right when you got 2 hours of sleep. How can you make yourself be encouraged out here if you ain't got no real fucking energy? That's just my opinion. That's just being honest. Stop so worried about these motherfucking bills. They ain't never going nowhere. Get you some sleep. People lose sleep because
I wanted him to get his whole thought off. I wanted him to get his whole complete spiel off. Who was listening to that? I mean, listen, bills are bills. They exist. Yes. But the idea that it's like you going to work and you doing something has to be this thing that you dread and that is just weighing your life down and sucking all the energy out of your life to the point to where you're so stressed that it's going to put you in an early grave. I have to challenge that. It doesn't have to be like that. Some people choose to live like that, but that's their choice. And we have to recognize that because you can absolutely be doing something that you're passionate about, that you enjoy to do. And it's good to work. It's good to have something to be able to go to keep you structured, to collaborate with others. And it can actually be something that fulfills you. It's possible. So I wanted to give the other side of the coin. I wanted to give the the other side instead of Mr. Doom and Gloom, because you can actually find something that you enjoy, that you feel fulfilled in, and that you feel like you are ultimately progressing in. But the earnest is going to be on you to do the work that it takes to make sure that you understand that.
We literally work only to pay bills. Like, just paid the mortgage payment, right? Check looks nice when it hits, but I don't understand why the government thinks that it's okay to take like $1,200-$1,300 before I even get it. Like, why are we doing that? Everything goes up. You do better. You say, okay, well, I'm gonna start making more money. I'm gonna get a promotion. I'm gonna find a new job, whatever it is, so that you can keep up with the very ever-changing economy. And it's like, okay, well, you make the more money, and then now everything else goes up. So groceries, ridiculous. You literally get a sprinkle of groceries for $150. The meat packs, family size, you need two of them now in order to just feed 5 people. Where them family packs, I know they used to be bigger than that. There's nothing you can tell me that they haven't been. The big roll of ground beef, like, you get no leftovers almost just off of that. It's crazy. Thank God I don't have no small kids, so I don't have to pay daycare. So for the people who do, that are paying like $1,200-$1,300, sometimes more a month for childcare, you literally go to work every day just so that you can pay the daycare. Car insurance is just, it skyrockets for nothing. You don't have no accidents, but I'm gonna hike your payment every month. Like, it's literally, I mean, or every year. So it's like you try and find all the different insurance companies, the lower ones, but then you still need to make sure that you have the coverage just in case something happens. You have health insurance, you need the health insurance, but then it's like, okay, well, you use it, but then they still charge you a ridiculous copay. Then if you don't have it, or you don't have it, sometimes they come out better. It's a ever, adulthood is stressful. Um, Look, it's the first of the month. I always feel like this at the beginning of the month, and it's the summer, so electric bills fixing to be ridiculous. School is out, and let's not even talk about how the schools charge you for every.
You hear people keep on bringing up car insurance. And I feel like people are bringing up car insurance because there's a lot of people with high car payments to begin with. So when you add that insurance on there too, when they're already paying an extremely large car payment, there's people paying car payments that are in the range of what you would expect to pay rent for. And then when you add on car insurance, that adds some additional constraints. But she said her car insurance is expensive, but she doesn't have any accidents. Okay, we'll take that. But I think most of the people complaining about car insurance have poor driving records. If her car insurance is still high because she doesn't have car insurance, because she's never been in an accident, then what it really is sadly you have to pay for whatever area you're in, how they drive. Because that means that she still lives in a very possibly reckless zoned area to where although she doesn't drive crazy because she says she doesn't have any infractions, what that could indicate is that other people in that area, in that locale, they you're surrounded by horrible drivers. So that's probably why your area, the rates are still high. So you got to look into that.
If you're a single parent working 40 plus hours a week and you can't make ends meet, it's not your fault, babe. Inflation is what is causing us to not be able to afford to live anymore. When everything increases by 120% in a year, 2-year time period, and your pay doesn't, it doesn't matter how many hours you work, you're going to struggle. Just got done working 24 hours. It's 6:45 a.m. I'm on my way to my part-time job to work another 8 hours, and I still can only afford half of my bills this month.
Really?
I am constantly on the verge of losing everything. I am one more catastrophic event away from losing it all, including my mind. And I don't know what the answer is here. I can only work like these ungodly hours every other week when I don't have my kids.
Okay.
And then when I do have my kids, I still work more than 40 hours a fucking week. And I still can't afford groceries, utilities, which are out of control. Oh my God. just know it's not you. This is the American dream. Nightmare. Whatever.
So my rent is close to $2,000. Food cost is going up. I just filled up my gas tank. It was like $48. My car payment's close to $500. My insurance is between 1 and 2. My light bill's about 2 something. My internet's 100 and something.
Oh,
My
wow.
phone bill's about close to 100. But yet, $45,000 is too much for a single person in income. Are
For
you
what?
kidding me?
For what?
Like, at this point, I just want to live in my car for like 6 months and save money. Is anybody else struggling? Like, damn, Craig, it's not that I ain't got no money. It's not that I ain't got no money. Everything's so fucking expensive. Like we have to pay to live. Not even our water's free. Unless you want to drink sink water. Ain't nobody telling if that shit's clean. It's not clean. It's not purified. So
Finally, we have somebody that gave a little bit of information, a little bit of things to work with to actually respond to and try to piece something together. So, yeah, the first glaring thing that he mentioned was that his rent is $2,000. Now, honestly, he seems like he's more on the Pacific side. And by Pacific, he seems like he might live in California. So that may be decent for California. But you got to do better than 45 grand in California. I'm sorry. Listen, man, there's better out there. I know it. I know it is. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. Now, I made that assumption. But regardless, if you're making 45 grand, why do you have a $2,000 apartment? This guy, I would assume, is absolutely single and childless. So you might need a studio. And you could probably float that and you could probably make it happen. And I would argue, I don't care where you are, you can get a studio for under $1,000. So that right there immediately cuts your biggest expense in half. But see, I've noticed, man, in America, like we've got so spoiled, we can't fathom having our bed in the kitchen in the living room. We can't fathom that. But when we're talking about struggle, when we're talking about survival, and when we're ultimately talking about the potential of you living in your car, yeah, that studio apartment doesn't sound so bad then, do it? You probably just need to do that. I guarantee he doesn't have a studio apartment. And if you're paying $2,000 for a studio apartment, man, go walk the plank because you're cooked. And you don't have discernment and you didn't do any research. And honestly, I don't think he did research because he even mentioned that his cable bill was like, or excuse me, his internet bill, I think he said was $200. If you couldn't find a better internet bill than that, all these internet companies are competing with each other and it's pretty competitive. And you can find better than that. So I don't know how he ended up getting a $200 internet bill, but I think this guy just doesn't like to shop around. I think he just gets the first thing and keeps it moving. And you need to shop around when it comes to your apartment. You need to shop around when it comes to your insurance. You need to shop around when it comes to your internet. And you need to make sure you're getting the best deal, especially when we're talking about you really only have $45,000 to work with. Yes, man, you need to be very resourceful with the resources that you have so that it could facilitate you to be able to start putting a little bit more away and start getting ahead. So I appreciate the fact that he actually gave a little bit more. and was open. Y'all, we'll leave it there for the day. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. Also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller content creator, I get more points per hype. And then also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.